Okay, so this video is in response to the message I got from Stella, and let me just read to you what she said. She said, I've seen a lot of testimonies how God gave people houses, but no one really explains what he did in their finances to actually help them. I feel like that's what people really need to hear and what really gives God glory. If you had money, how did God help you raise the money? Was it just the tax returns and your company's money? Surely that wasn't enough for a down payment. Could you tell us how you raised the rest of it? Okay, so I think that I said in the video that, I used my tax returns and I had some city programs that allowed me to buy the house. Okay, first of all, I didn't know about the programs, okay? So the Lord's leading by the Lord's leading, I went into the office, I went against my own way of being, and I announced that I was buying the house. That opened up the way for the other people to tell me about what I didn't know about the programs. Okay, first of all, I think I had a low credit score because of bad credit. My bad debt was not high. Okay, so as I said in the video, I used city programs to buy the house. Okay, I lived in the city, so the city had a program where if you bought a house in the city, then they would contribute $1,000, but they required you to have $1,000 for them to match. And then on top of that, my job offered $1,000 again, I think, if I bought the house in the city. So that's $3,000 down. Now, after I paid off the bad debt, that raised my credit score to, I think, 624, and that was sufficient to buy a house, to qualify for a bank to give me a loan to buy a house. So basically I had $3,000 down. Now, there is an FHA loan, which is a federal loan. I think it was, I don't know, look it up. Sorry, I don't know what FHA stands for, but it's a federal loan. And then there's the conventional loan, which is what a regular bank would give you. So I qualified for a FHA loan. Now the difference between a FHA loan and a conventional loan is there are requirements on the FHA loan which causes the agent, the real estate agent, has to cut their commission in half. They have to. They have no choice. So you can imagine that they prefer to have people buy houses with a conventional loan. So that's kind of a disadvantage if you're forced to have it, if you're only able to qualify for an FHA loan. But, so I don't know if these laws are the same or requirements are the same now. Like, this was years ago, okay? Another thing is, I think when I was buying the house, it was a seller's market. And I think that means the seller has a nice amount of buyers coming everywhere wanting to buy a house. So if a seller can choose between, 5 different people to buy their house, they're going to want to choose, their real estate agent is going to want them to choose a person who has a conventional loan. Their real estate person will want that. But I had the favor of God. I had an FHA loan. I'm in a seller's market, meaning it's like 2 disadvantages or 1 complex disadvantage. But I still had favor because at the end of the day, the seller chose me over other people that were wanting to buy that house. So also, I don't know if I said, and with an FHA loan, you don't have to put down 20%. Again, this may be back then. I don't know what it is now. It's been years now. You don't have to put down 20%. And I think if you have really, really good credit, you don't have to put down 20% necessarily. I think, I'm not certain, but I think the FHA loan allowed me to only put 3% down. Something like that, maybe even less, because it was only $3,000 I put down. That's all I needed. So there was no, how did I get any extra money? I didn't need any extra money. In fact, when I closed, I don't know how it worked. I don't know how it worked. But when I closed, somehow they put like $1,000 or something in my pocket. I walked away with $1,000 cash. I don't know how that worked. I just know I did. But up front, I only needed $1,000. Got $1,000 from my company, got $1,000 from the city. $3,000 in total. That's all I had to come up with. And this has been years, so I don't remember all the details, but I'm absolutely certain that that is all the money I had to come up with. It was the requirements under an FHA loan. And so I just needed the favor of God. That's all. The $1,000 in the favor of God. That's all I needed. So now you know. Thanks for watching. And thank you, Stella, for asking the question so that I could elaborate, because I have the same types of questions when people give their testimonies. How? Give me details. So thanks for asking.